Thanks for joining us for This Week in Jacksonville Business Edition. I'm Kent Justice, your host, and we're talking about artificial intelligence today. Obviously, it's a hot topic. It is the hot topic of the year. Only going to get hotter, I think, as we get to learn more. There are concerns about it, maybe even posing a threat to cybersecurity. We've seen it starting to adopt. You can use human-like voices here. People are worried about the age of the deep fake, all of this. But despite the changes here that are coming, there are really useful parts of what AI can do in business. So our guest today is Gib Olander, CPO and business strategist at Northwest Registered Agent. And Gib, as we're talking, even preparing for the interview here, I told you how excited I am about this. I think it's just about a year ago where I first heard, maybe a little more than that, Chat GPT. And then people are saying, oh, it's coming, AI is coming, it's here. And so many businesses are saying, boy, we've got to figure out how we adapt to it. So you're a recognized thought leader in product development and strategy. And I'd love to just start here. What's the big headline for you as we look at this industry and things unfolding with AI?
Well, I think the big headline for me is that it's here. It's time to lean in and start to learn about what artificial intelligence or large language models can actually do for you. I think we're past the time of being able to think that this doesn't impact me or doesn't have the ability to change the way the world works that we live in. The reality is that it's changing, and I mean everything from healthcare professionals finding better ways to solve cancer, to better pattern recognition for data scientists and analysts to uncover ways to make our environment, healthier. And even it's gone so far as to pass the bar exam, right? So with the fact that these high level ideas are able to be tackled by artificial intelligence today is really exciting. And so it's not the time to turn away. It's the time to lean in and to learn how you can harness technology to improve things in your world.
For most people, change is hard and sometimes it's scary. And I think that's part of the confluence of emotions that comes into new technology like this. So what's the thing that we want to talk about in terms of like the need for human connection and diving into the world of AI and maximizing the benefits that you can have for you and your business?
Yeah, the human part is really important, right? I don't think we are at a phase where we have to worry about your job being replaced tomorrow. I think we're at a phase in time where artificial intelligence is going to augment our abilities. I think you can go back to, I don't know, the 1990s. There was a economist, I'm trying to remember his name, James Besson, who, I think Besson's the way you say it, who, when they looked at the rollout of ATM machines for banking, and they thought, oh my gosh, this is going to replace every teller in the world. Tellers are dead in the 90s. Well, we're here today and we can still talk to a bank teller. We may not do it as often, but they still exist. And that's, 30 years ago nearly. And so what we actually found in the short term was that, yes, in some urban centers, the number of teller jobs went down, but banks actually found it more effective and efficient to open up more branches. And that actually the total number of teller jobs actually increased in the near term after the rollout of ATM machines. Now, you can look at this across a bunch of different areas. You could think about, did the rollout of the calculator mean that accountants went away, right? There probably was a time when the people that were really good at math in their head felt very frightened and scared that, oh my gosh, my job's going to get replaced by a calculator, right? Now, this is much more sophisticated and bigger than this, but it's the same type of thing that as it's people that have to help identify the problems that need to be solved, that have to help point the technology onto a problem that's important to be solved. And so our critical thinking and our ability to understand our customers if we're in business, I don't think can be replaced by artificial intelligence, but our ability to respond, to pattern match, to do things at a higher level, absolutely can be impacted by artificial intelligence. And that's the thing that should be exciting. How do we move away from some of those rote tasks and get into the more creative and bigger picture ideas that we can bring to the plate?
I think I heard you mention LLM, so large learning models. So obviously, that learning component, hey, an AI tool is going to be as good as the information that it's able to gather and source and use for whatever task we're giving it. I wanted to ask you about this. In the headlines lately, Chat GPT's got a new feature which analyzes photos. How do you think that connects to the importance of, I guess, the human touch in technology?
it's you know, as a world we live around a lot more photos than we used to, right? You could take an easy application of how nice would it be if there was a technology that came through and just helped me minimize the amount of photos on my iPhone, right? How many of us have had a great outing or an experience where we end up with this loads of photos that we
Yeah.
don't know what to do with and want to do with? And you can think just easily, how nice would it be if there's an artificial intelligence that helped me stop paying for so much storage that I had to go in there? But you could go even bigger, and you could get into the the scary sides of it, of what does it do for facial recognition? How does it know where we are? How does it know when we are? And some of those technologies are going to be available as well. And I think we have to have smart legislation, and we have to think clearly about privacy and security, and the way that all fits together. The technology itself, though, is remarkable in our ability to do things. Images, again, you could go back to in the healthcare field, where they're able to, look at imaging that you have and just detect when something is going wrong in your body, or they can actually identify patterns and match across much larger scale of data so that we can actually help people live longer and healthier lives.
Well, guaranteed deep thought going into that here in the Jacksonville area, Northeast Florida. Jacksonville really made an effort in these last several years to say, hey, we want to be an innovation and technology hub. And when it comes to that, I was preparing for our visit today, and I know that there were at least three things you wanted to talk about: protecting data online, maintaining your business, providing excellent customer service, all while incorporating AI. And so, how do you maybe perfect that art of balance in business with this new technology?
Yeah, I can. There's a lot there. So thanks for asking me the question on that, Ken. I think that one of the things that's most exciting about artificial intelligence and our ability to start to harness technology is that for entrepreneurs, we can actually take a dream that we've had, and there are now more low code or no code technologies that we can lean into to actually stand up a business ourselves. We can actually become an entrepreneur. And I found in my life growing up, I'm lucky. I have a set of twins that are now just graduated college, and raised them in a nice suburban community. And what I noticed was that when we had our little league teams and our soccer clubs, and we needed to go on a big trip, we would go to the small businesses and ask them for help, and they would sponsor our clubs. When our schools and our churches needed to raise money or funds, again, we would go back to those small business owners and find ways that they would donate to us so that we could raise our money that we needed. And then as my kids and their friends got a little bit older, I saw that those same small business owners were the people that hired their kids for their very first job. Those are the things that make our communities vibrant and interesting. And I don't think artificial intelligence and the new technology threatens that at all. I think it enables it in a meaningful way. So we actually have the opportunity as dreamers with a skill set or with an idea of a thing that we want to make happen, that we can now actually go into business for ourselves, and we can use technology and services to help answer some of those hard, scary questions that maybe we didn't know we could do. But by leaning into artificial intelligence, we can learn very quickly. We can actually get code written for us. We can actually develop products off of it. We can make API connections. There's tremendous amounts of things that we can do that just build off of access to this technology now. And so I am more excited than ever that now is a great time to actually start a business. And if you're starting a business, I think you're doing the work that makes our communities magnificent.
And if you're starting a business, you need to be thinking, how do I apply this new technology to streamline things or make it more efficient or make the quality better or all of those things, right? If you're starting a business, that entrepreneurial spirit also has to be the one that says, I'm going to be an early adopter of innovation.
Yeah, the adoption curve is really interesting, right? There's the early adopters, there's the laggards, then there's the last people as you look at kind of the classic curve of that, right? And if you're going to get into business today, I think you've got to lean into the new technology and try to take advantage of it. It's your best chance to compete is to be an early adopter and go through the struggles of learning how to harness this technology so that you can do the parts of the job that you're specifically best at. The other thing that I would bring is that there's still a real importance as humans that use technology to become really proficient at some part of a job. And the people that are really proficient are finding that the technology actually helps them scale, move faster, and do more. But the technology isn't infallible today. It needs the guidance and understanding. There's times when AI still gets it wrong. We're early in the days. Now, it's incredibly impactful, and you can forward think of what it could be in the future. And so today, we need to make sure that we, as humans that are using the technology, really practice our craft and get amazing at certain aspects of it. And we own that and then use the technology to expand on.
It's interesting. So recently seeing a seminar about some of the AI tools out there, I realized that as a journalist, as somebody who loves asking questions, boy, that lines up with how to use an AI tool better because it's refining the prompts. It's getting more specific. It's asking to go deeper. It's even asking the tool, ask me questions about what I want you to accomplish here. So there's some skill that's going to have to be involved as we adopt this innovative technology here.
That's a wonderful idea, and I'm so glad that you bring it up. I hadn't thought about how powerful a reporter's mind is at using ChatGPT or the other LLMs that are out there. I bet that you can get more value out of it today than many of your coworkers and friends because you've thought through how to ask a question of something and get a good answer back. And so learning how to write a prompt and to craft a prompt is, I think, essential. I lead a lot of product managers, and we find that as a product manager, you're trained in some ways to think about asking for feedback and trying to refine what is the problem that I need to solve. The better the prompt and the more you build off of the prompts, the better answers that you get. If you ask it really rudimentary questions and don't give the tool good insight, you can kind of come away unimpressed. You're like, oh, it doesn't really tell a great dad joke.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But if you tell it to be, as funny as your favorite comedian and that you enjoy this type of humor and that you are interested in making fun of these topics, it'll come up with something, fairly entertaining most of the time.
That's interesting. Hey, those three areas I told you I wanted to talk about using this new technology in your business and what have you. How do you go about keeping, I guess, your business data safe and secure in this age of AI?
Yeah. Well, this is a really interesting challenge that we have of, how do you mix your personal identity with your business identity? And so it's important, I think, that you establish an email address, that you establish a phone number, that you even establish a physical address that are separated from your actual personal information. And then when you start to interact with these artificial intelligence tools, that you are cognizant of these tools are often using whatever you give it to learn and to answer other people's information and to build upon the collective knowledge that's out there. So I think we have to be really careful in how we craft our identity and that we separate those two things, because as you use the artificial intelligence tools, that information starts to get legs and grow and becomes easy for people to see and find online. So my recommendation is, and it really comes down to an easy way to think about this, is your NAP, right? Your name, your address, your phone number. Can you keep those three things isolated from your actual personal identity and try to create as little connection between the two as possible? And you want to do that so that you've got the ability to learn and look at new things, but still support your business and grow it from there.
So tell me a little bit about this. I know that Northwest Registered Agent, no, you guys put a lot of value on that customer service side and providing great customer service. How do you do that in this age of AI and maintain that human connection that's going to be important to a consumer, a customer, a client?
We talk a lot about this in that we're committed to always having people answer the phone. We want, regardless of how good the technology is, we want you to be able to talk to people. But again, we want to be able to empower our people that we hire and have on the front lines to be have as much knowledge as possible to really dive in and accelerate their growth. So we've got our own large language model that we've been working and training on our own with our own content that we've kind of pulled outside, and we give access to that to our customer service reps so that they can actively go through and learn and get more robust knowledge. Another way that we've done that is that one of our products that we offer, heck, when you form a company with us, we'll give you a free email address and a free website and a free URL. Sorry for the plug there, but we do. And one of the things that our customer service people do is actually help you get a new website stood up in a matter of minutes. And so one of the things that we do in the background of that is we ask some very specific prompts so that we can get the first version of your business identity stood up in just minutes. So by using a bot that we've trained and information that we've gathered from the millions of customers that we support, we can start to write a very quick about us page or a very quick what kind of products and services do you offer? And we can generate that content in almost real time and then edit it out and make it very specific to the business and stand it up very quickly. So our ability to, and again, we're nationwide. And as we all know, every different government agency has their own version of rules, laws, and regulations that you have to stay abreast of. And starting a business that is in different communities or jurisdictions is challenging and daunting. And it's even challenging and daunting for us to get our employees to know all of that nuance. Well, our ability to use the large language models helps us scale that information and make it very readily available, and then learn and keep providing better information and training for our people. So we 100% believe that you as a consumer deserve the right to talk to another human being. We think that's the best way to still find the right connection and the right paths through things. But we don't want to be silly and not use the best technology to help our people do the best they can. So we keep finding ways to augment our people, not replace them.
Yeah, that is the challenge these days is, okay, how do I blend those things and still keep the best parts of both? And by the way, on that website part, so what I heard was not that generic file photo and then lorem ipsum, hey, what's that? I saw that recently. I went to somebody's new webpage. I'm like, I thought they would have built it out a little bit more. I've still got the generic stuff there, but nothing generic in this talk. Gib Olander, I appreciate it so much as we look at this new technology and what it can mean for local businesses and here in the Northwest or Northeast Florida region and Jacksonville in particular. Gib Olander, thank you so much. And everybody else, thank you for watching This Week in Jacksonville Business Edition. You find new episodes every Thursday morning at 9 a.m.